Have you ever stopped to think about what really causes someone to, well, completely change? To go from actively trying to crush something to being its biggest defender, even willing to sacrifice everything?
It's a huge question, really, and it pops up throughout history, making us rethink, identity, belief, the whole possibility of transformation. And today, we're going to dive deep into someone who embodies that perfectly. Saint Procopius of Caesarea.
Exactly. He started out as Neanias, a powerful Roman official. His job, to enforce a brutal crackdown on Christians.
Right.
But he ended up becoming what the church calls a passion bearer, someone who suffers immensely for their faith.
A total 180.
So our mission today is to unpack the, frankly, surprising details of that conversion. We want to explore the ripple effect he had. I mean, the impact on people around him was incredible. And understand how his legacy lasts, even connecting to another important figure with the same name. We'll be using the historical accounts we have to see what makes his story, well, resonate so strongly.
And to really get the scale of his change, we need to look at where Neanias came from. He was born in Jerusalem, the sacred city itself.
Okay.
What's really interesting, though, is his family background. His father, Christopher, was a devout Christian.
Right.
But his mother, Theodosia, she was pagan.
Ah, okay, so a real mix of influences there from the start.
Exactly. And then his father died when Neanias was quite young.
Oh, wow.
So he was raised, as the sources put it, in the spiritual darkness of paganism.
Right.
Really shaped by Roman culture, Roman ways.
But he must have been sharp.
Oh, incredibly so. His intellect, his ambition, it caught the attention of Emperor Diocletian himself.
The emperor, so that's a fast track.
Absolutely. Diocletian called him to the imperial court. Neanias just climbed the ranks super quickly.
And ended up where?
He became a proconsul. Basically, a governor.
Yeah.
Huge power, judicial, executive, over a whole province.
Life and death power.
Pretty much. And that's when he got this really grim assignment. Go to Alexandria and lead the persecution of Christians. This was during that massive, brutal, empire-wide crackdown in 303 AD.
So you've got this powerful official, Neanias, heading off to Alexandria, fully intending to carry out these orders.
Ready to do his duty, as he saw it then.
But
Yeah.
something happens. Something completely unexpected on the journey. This is where the story just pivots, doesn't it?
It really does. And it's a moment that has this striking parallel to, well, probably the most famous conversion story ever.
You mean Saul?
Exactly. Like Saul on the road to Damascus. Neanias is traveling through Syria on his way to Alexandria. And suddenly there's this blinding light. All around him, the ground shakes, and then he hears a voice, a divine voice, asking, Neanias, why do you persecute me?
Wow. I mean, what do you even say to that?
His response was instinctive. Who are you, Lord?
And the answer?
Clear as day. I am Jesus, the crucified Son of God.
See.
And it didn't stop there. Then a radiant cross appears in the sky, brighter than the sun, the account says.
So light, sound, a voice, a vision.
The whole package. And the effect was immediate. The sources say he was instantly transformed, overwhelmed by grace.
It was a gradual thing, then.
Not at all. In that moment, his entire life's direction just flipped. From persecutor to, well, a passionate defender. It wasn't just changing his mind. It was like his whole purpose was rewritten.
That's an astonishing shift. So what did he do right after this vision?
His very first action was to order a cross to be made, just like the one he'd seen in the vision.
Okay.
And instead of going to Alexandria to hurt Christians, he leads his soldiers somewhere else entirely. He takes them to defend Jerusalem against hostile forces.
How'd that go?
They won! Victorious! It just shows how immediate and deep this change was. His whole mission changed on a dime.
So he defends Jerusalem, then returns. What happens when he gets back?
Well, he goes back to Jerusalem and tells his mother, his pagan mother, about his conversion.
That must have been difficult.
You can imagine. And of course, this new faith immediately made him an enemy of the Roman Empire he'd just been serving at a high level.
Right. He's basically betrayed the emperor's policy.
Exactly. So he gets summoned to Caesarea in Palestine to face the imperial governor.
And how does that confrontation go?
It's incredibly bold. He's presented with Diocletian's decree against the Christians.
The one he was supposed to enforce.
The very one. And right there, in front of everyone, he tears it up, just rips the emperor's edict to pieces.
Wow. That's defiance.
Massive defiance, an insult to authority, they call it. He was thrown into prison immediately and subjected to, well, brutal tortures.
Which raises the question. How does someone endure that? What keeps them going through agonizing pain?
The sources tell us something remarkable happened in that dark prison cell. Christ appeared to him again.
A second time.
A second time. And this time, the Lord himself baptized Neanias and gave him a new name, Procopius.
Procopius. And that name has a specific meaning, doesn't it?
It does. It means one who progresses or one who advances. It's incredibly significant. This marks his true beginning as a holy martyr, symbolizing that inner journey, that progression in faith and courage.
From Neanias the official to Procopius the progressor.
Beautifully put. And despite everything they did to him, despite constant demands to renounce Christ, Procopius just wouldn't break. He remained steadfast.
And the sources mention his attitude during this?
Yes, they highlight his serenity, his calm resolve while being tormented. It apparently had a profound effect on everyone who saw it. It wasn't just gritting his teeth, it was this deep peace radiating outwards, even in agony.
And that serenity, that courage, it actually inspired others.
Immensely. Get this. 12 women were so moved by watching him, by his courage, that they openly declared themselves Christians right then and there.
Just like that.
Just like that. They were arrested, thrown into prison with him. And Procopius himself taught them, catechized them, prepared them for what was likely coming.
And what happened to them?
All 12 eventually faced martyrdom and received, as the church says, the crown of glory.
Incredible. His faith was contagious.
It absolutely was. And maybe the most stunning example is his own mother, Theodosia.
The one who raised him pagan.
The very same.
Yeah.
She watched her son enduring torture, but with this deep, unwavering joy. That sight completely broke through her old beliefs. She abandoned her idols, publicly confessed Christ, and eventually she too joined the martyrs.
From raising him pagan to following him into martyrdom, that's powerful.
It shows how one person's faithful suffering can ignite faith in others, even family. And it didn't stop there.
More conversions.
Yes, several Roman soldiers, even commanders, including tribunes named Nicostrates and Antiochus. They saw Procopius, were convicted, converted, and were executed too.
His witness was just transformative for everyone around him.
Truly. So eventually, the day of his own execution arrives.
July 21st, 303 AD.
That's the date. Before the final blow, he lifts his hands to heaven and prays.
Do we know what he prayed?
We do. The words recorded are incredibly selfless. Lord, remember the poor, the widows, the orphans, and especially thy holy church. Let it flourish and let thy truth shine until the end of time.
Thinking of others, even at the very end.
Exactly. Then he bowed his head and received the martyr's crown by beheading in Caesarea. His body, bruised and torn from all the torture, was carefully buried with honor by other believers.
A powerful end to an utterly transformed life.
But interestingly, the name Procopius doesn't just belong to him in church history.
Oh, there's another one.
Yes, centuries later, in a completely different era, the 8th century, there's another significant holy man named Procopius, known as Procopius the Decapolite.
Okay, Procopius the Decapolite.
Yeah.
8th century. So what was his story? Different time, different challenges.
Very different. He lived in the region of Decapolis, as the name suggests. He was a monastic ascetic, a monk, and what's called a confessor.
A confessor meaning?
Someone who suffered for the faith but wasn't martyred. His big struggle was defending Orthodox Christianity against the heresy of iconoclasm.
Ugh, the iconoclasts. The ones who wanted to destroy religious images. Icons.
Exactly. This was during the reign of Emperor Leo the Isaurian, a really tumultuous time for the church over this issue. Procopius the Decapolite stood firm.
And what was his argument? How did he defend the icons?
He articulated the classic Orthodox understanding, the one we still hold. He said, essentially, we don't worship the wood and paint, we venerate the image. And that veneration, that honor, passes through the image to the person it represents, to the prototype, Christ himself, or the saints.
A crucial distinction. Honor, not worship, directed to the person shown.
Precisely. It clarified the church's position against accusations of idolatry. But standing up for this wasn't easy.
He faced persecution for it.
Oh, yes. He was imprisoned and tortured for defending the veneration of icons, alongside another ascetic, Saint Basil.
So he suffered for his convictions too, just in a different way than the first Procopius.
Right. They were eventually released, but only after Emperor Leo died. Procopius the Decapolite then lived out his remaining years peacefully, guiding many people in faith until he passed away around 750 AD.
So two Saint Procopiuses. One, a martyr in the 4th century, shedding his blood after dramatic conversion, and the other, a confessor in the 8th century, standing firm intellectually and spiritually against heresy, defending church tradition.
Two remarkable figures, same name, both showing incredible courage and conviction against huge pressure.
And is there a connection in how they're remembered?
There is, actually. The Orthodox Church commemorates both of them, Procopius the Martyr and Procopius the Confessor, on the very same day,
July 21st.
July 21st. It's a really powerful link, highlighting their shared significance despite the centuries between them.
And there's another connection too, isn't there? Something about weddings?
Yes, specifically Saint Procopius the Martyr, the first one we talked about. He's actually invoked during the Orthodox wedding ceremony, the crowning service.
Alongside Constantine and Helen. Why him?
Because his life, his transformation, his unwavering faithfulness to Christ even through suffering, his ultimate victory and heavenly crown, it serves as this powerful model. A model of the kind of self-sacrificing love, faithfulness, and ultimate union with Christ that Christian marriage itself is called to be.
That's beautiful. Seeing marriage reflected in a martyr's complete devotion.
It adds this profound layer to the understanding of marriage as a path to holiness, a form of witness.
So when we look back at both these men, Procopius the Martyr and Procopius the Confessor, what's the big takeaway for us today?
I think you see two distinct, brilliant lights in the history of faith. One who gave his physical life, his blood, for Christ.
Right.
The other who defended the truth of the faith with his mind and spirit, enduring suffering for it. Together, their stories shout about the incredible power of God's grace to transform someone completely.
From persecutor to saint.
Exactly, and about the kind of indestructible courage that true faith can inspire.
It really does summarize that incredible journey of Procopius of Caesarea and shows the lasting impact of both men.
A dual legacy of transformation and steadfastness.
So as you, our listeners, think about this deep dive, maybe reflect on that idea of radical personal change. What does it really mean to stand firm in what you believe, especially when the pressure is immense, when everything seems against you?
And maybe also, what does it truly mean to progress in life? Not just, getting ahead in the world, achieving external things, but that inner journey, progressing in conviction, in courage, in faithfulness. What does that look like for you?